Hey, how's it going? Are we back? Here we are. Home again, jiggity jig. How's it going, Cubus? Let's get this project started here. Kind of got the music bumping today. Let me know if it's too loud. Going well? Good. Pretty excited today. We're going to be hanging out with Tabugas later. We'll raid into their stream. We'll get to watch them play mini delivery, hopefully. Hey, Verlansky. How's it going? All right, so we squashed some bugs yesterday, and we got some more to squash today. I feel like I was very close to the solution when we stopped yesterday, and I ran out of time. So let me look at this and see if I can summon the solution back into my head here. So we make a thing. Make a thing. Going good. So here's the issue. And then what happens down here? Does anything happen down here? What if I add another layer? Oh. Oh, because that shows the space beneath it. I see. This is wrong. So eraser tool. So the compartment thing isn't being recalculated. Or if it is, it's not doing it correctly. That's not how it was working yesterday. Did I do that? Is there a scenario where you'd want walls without floors or floors without walls? Yes. So walls without floors would just be a room that's bigger than one layer. Like maybe like a cargo bay or like a big engineering room where maybe you have like catwalks on the second level, but it's still like part of, you can see down into the room below it or something like that. And then for floors without walls, also yes, because the top of the ship is just floors without walls, like the top deck area. Oh, so now this is working again. Kind of perplexing. Now it's not working. Oh wait, now it thinks it's... Oh, because there's a hole in it. And then we... Oh, okay. I have some idea of what's happening. So if we like leave this hole and then we go down a level, it now thinks this is outside because we've left a hole here, even though it's just on the preview. So that we should fix. Yeah. That's part of the reason I want to be able to support construction across multiple levels. So you could draw a big room without having to do it in parts. But it's maybe like more trouble than it's worth. All right, so what we need to do, so we do a new partition when we go up or down a level, but we do reveal hidden blocks. This should clean itself up. So we reveal all hidden blocks. That should get rid of the tile preview. And it triggers a tile block replaced. Oh, if tile block's replaced, we do this anyway. Maybe we're doing it too late. We're doing it too late in the frame here. Let's add this, see if this helps. Oh shoot, that already's here. Huh. So in theory, this should not be happening, this phenomenon I'm observing here. I don't know why I'm doing the floor and then the wall. We could just do the wall all at the same time. Like we can just do it in one fell swoop here. Okay, so that's cleaning itself up. Okay, but when I go from... If I'm removing this, like I'm mousing over like I'm going to erase it. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's just a trick of the light. Or a trick of the perspective here. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, the floors are not doing what I'm expecting them to do here. This outline along the side here should go away. It's not. So that's an issue, which is fine because that's related to this issue we're seeing, this weird aberration. Or it's not related, but it's in the same area, so we need to make some changes anyway. This is not... So here's our problem. We're not redrawing everything. We're only redrawing an area when we go down to it. We're not redrawing it when we're... Oh, what? So you still think you're... Oh, you are still contained because there's still a ceiling up here. Okay, never mind. Let me see. Let's do that, and then let's go... That was weird. There was a delay. So yeah, there's something happening here. And what it is, it ain't exactly clear. Doing the walls and floors separately was what triggered your question. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why I was doing that. It's unnecessary. I particularly have a tool that lets me do them at the same time. Okay, so this is a compartment. This is not. And then see if we go down while leaving this hole here. That should not be happening. Oh, maybe it's because we're immediately redrawing this. What if I do this? Can I manage this? Whew. I don't know. But what if I cut a big old hole in this? So it's not changing that unless we go down here and mouse over. Okay. I see. Yeah, so we need to recalculate some of this stuff in addition to getting rid of this outline. Some of this stuff, the middle hole stuff, is working mostly correctly. It's not updating all the time that it should, which is like constantly. So we recalculate everything here when we actually change the layer, but are the walls going to change color like that when a room depressurizes? No. This is just for the building mode. The room will know when it's depressurizing, and we can, I'm thinking we'll probably do like an FTL style, like maybe the room turns red or something like that as it runs out of oxygen. That's what FTL has trained us to expect. So maybe that's what we do. Which should be achievable with just a modulate. We shouldn't need to like use the auto tiler for that. You thought that harsh vacuum of space was going to suck the paint off the walls? Yeah, not quite. We will probably use that auto tiling system when walls get damaged. So if a wall gets damaged, we can offset the atlas coords and pick a different tile cell. And we can do it for the nearby neighbors too. So like if one wall takes a big like blast of like a phaser or something, the neighboring walls can also start to look scorched or something if it makes sense to do that. Or if you start to lose hull integrity on like a wall section, something like that. I'm like scrolling around forgetting what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm trying to make it so that we're redrawing all the time. So let's go to the hull, ship hull. Because the ship hull gets the tile block replaced, highest visible deck dot tile block replaced. This is what triggers the redraw. I should probably just have them all do it, honestly. Let's just do that for now. For deck. It's a lot. It's a lot to do, but we're only doing this at edit time, so I think it's okay. We can get more precise with this later. See if that addresses at least that one problem. Okay, yeah, it's doing it. So this is compartmentalized, but if we go up to the next level and we cut a big hole in it, you can now see that it's no longer compartmentalized below. The floor is not selecting the correct tile. It's weird that it's not doing that on either side. Like this line here between these two middle gray colors, this should go away. In fact, that should almost never be drawn. And now this should all be white. Yep. And if I cut a hole in the wall here, yep, it all turns gray. Great, so we're recompartmentalizing all the time now. And this, leaving a hole here and then going down is not causing a problem anymore because we're updating everything. Okay, beautiful. Funny how this works if I do this. I mean, it sort of works. It's not actually working totally correctly either. Not the floors. The floors aren't working. This is quite the track. Music track here. All right, so now our issue currently is that the floor is not correctly looking at the neighbor beneath it when it's picking its tile. That's the main issue we need to work on. All right. So we need to go into the floor layer, and we need to look here. So I think we need to break this up. This if dimension is x-axis or dimension is y-axis, because clearly we need different behavior for the x and the y. I think that's the problem we're seeing. All right. So the problem's here with the selection of the atlas coords, specifically with the floor layer. The wall layers are doing exactly what they should be doing. So if our neighbor beneath us is the same hull type as us, that changes our choice. For some reason, we're rarely making that choice. Just kind of weird. What's really weird is that we're making the choice in one case, but not 3 others. That's what's really kind of blowing my mind here. Making it hard for me to figure out exactly what's happening. So like if we do this and we do this, if we just make our little test area, there's no outline here. You can see this. There's no outline along this wall, which is correct. That's what it should be. This whole thing should be just a solid block. There's this weird thing happening over here, which is definitely a problem. But that problem is specific to the x-axis. What's complicating this, which I didn't realize yesterday, is that these, we're not doing this here. The floor is not, the floor or the walls here should look like this. I'm saying floor because there's two parts to a wall. There's the wall part of the wall and the floor part of the wall. The floor part is not rendering correctly. Even here, when it kind of fixes itself for the sideways thing, it's not doing the lower thing. So I'm really perplexed as to why it's working in exactly this case, but not these other cases. We'll figure it out. So here's where we set the wall type. So if the ship hull.tile blocks coords plus opposite block. So the opposite block for our dimension is the same for everybody. So that shouldn't be the problem. We'll look at it briefly just to make sure. Yes, the x-axis opposite block is this. The y-axis opposite block is this. Okay, so opposite block is not our problem. Our problem is checking what the adjacent block is. So I don't think our problem is up here. I'm slightly suspicious of this line. Atlas coords.y plus equals 2. So we do that if wall type is the same as our hull type. How is it possible that that would be even the case, and what would the consequence of that be? I'm scrutinizing what past Dave did. So y plus 2 sends us like this. It sends us down 2. Okay, so it sends us down into this area. The area above us is... We actually never need to do this. We actually don't even need to include those, do we? Except for this one. Okay, well, that's extraneous. And honestly, we could get rid of it. But it would work. Okay, so that's not the problem. Actually, I guess we do need that for certain wrapping situations, but it's not our problem. So our problem is here. We can isolate the problem to this block, I'm almost certain. All right, so adjacent face and adjacent faces. So the problem we run into for adjacent faces dimension. So adjacent faces, our problem is here. This downward one, the negative one along the z-axis. And that is our problem whether or not we are doing x-axis or y-axis stuff. So like the left face or the right face. Or right face or left face. It's our problem in either case. The X face one is doing some additionally weird things, but only at the edge, which is suspicious. So that problem is probably here, tied up here. But let's put that problem on the back burner for the moment. Let's try to deal with this lower axis, or this lower neighbor thing. So if we identify that our lower neighbor is like us, then we just add 1 to y. That's it. That's all it should be. I don't know why it's not working all the time. So we say if hull types has coordinates plus adjacent face, which is a reasonable question. Then if the hull types for that is the same as our hull type, oh, is this not working because we're not distinguishing between the wall and the floor, maybe? Maybe. No, that's not the problem. I don't think. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm not verbalizing all of the stuff I'm thinking here. My mind is just kind of searching this area. So this stuff is generally fine. This is letting us know what axis along which we are. What axis along which we are looking. And we know that the increment is 2 if the adjacent face along this axis is greater than 0. And we know that because if that's the case, yeah, because we want to jump right to here. So we'd go 2, otherwise we'd go 1. But if it's z, if we're going down in z, then we just add 1 to y. So why are we not doing that necessarily? Increment 2, 2, 2. If dimension is enum.x-axis. This seems wrong, whatever we're doing here. If absolute max axis index is greater than 0, zero, 1, 2. Yeah, this is very wrong. Let's rewrite this. I think this is the source of our problem. Why do we care whether it's X or Y? Do we care because of the mirror? So let's look at the mirrored side. Let's see, so 1, 0. That's the same as this one, right? 1, 0. All right, this might look silly when we redo this. It might be wrong in a new, different way. Turn this track down a little bit. So I don't know if we care about dimension. I think we're just going to say if the absolute max axis index is I'm not sure how this is going to interact with the Z stuff. Let me see about that before we go changing things. Okay, so if dimension is Z, maybe we need a different system for this. Okay, no, this should be fine. So we're going to say if absolute is greater than 1, so if it's 2 or 3, then we say add less chords. So we can say if it's less than 2, say about x plus equal increment. Else that's maybe all we need. I'm a little suspicious. I feel like it could potentially be wrong in different and hilarious ways now, but I'm willing to try. Okay, so the floor is behaving poorly. Walls seem to be fine. What if we go up a layer? Okay, so everything is working on the sides. What if we erase these floors? We haven't gotten rid of this line, this dividing line. That's a little frustrating. It's weird that we only see that on the inside and not the outside. Okay, so why is the floor here so weird? And why is the compartment? Oh, because I would need to put a floor here. Oh, Lord. Yeah, okay, so... floors are behaving weirdly. The walls are great. What's going on with these floors, though? Seems like the Z is all messed up. So maybe we need a carve out for if the axis is Z, actually. It's 1, 1, minus 1, 1. I don't totally understand why this was working before, but it was, so let's just put that back in. Okay, so the Z works for that case, and I don't totally understand why. But let's not scrutinize that then, I guess. Okay. It's mostly working. This is wrong. The top face here for the floor here should not be this bright white color. That's fine. It should be the dark gray color, the top face of this wall. But we've fixed the main aberrations that we were seeing. I don't love that this works kind of in spite of my expectations for it, but it's fine. I can live with it. The big problem for me now is why aren't these outlines going away? Okay, I want to figure that out. I think it's because this floor is saying, look at the floor below us. But the floor below us has a different hull type than us. So leave this line. Whereas on the outside, the floor below doesn't exist. Or actually, no, it does exist, but it has the same hull type as us because there's nothing against it. Rip beehive wall. Yeah. Gone but not forgotten. Okay, I understand. I conceptually understand what's happening here. And it's because this higher floor doesn't actually want to check the lower floor. It wants to check the lower wall. But the problem is it's checking the lower floor. So we just need to do that. Similarly, I think that's also maybe the cause of this. Which I need to fix so that we can see it. So if we put these back so that this is compartmentalized, the top wall here is looking at the opposite block. So it's looking at the wall above it, saying that there is no wall above it. And then that's why it's drawing with the mid-tone gray, the exterior gray. So we need the wall when it's looking above a layer to look at the floor, and we need the floor when it's looking below to look at the wall. And that is very confusing, but it makes a lot of sense to me. So it's poorly communicated, but I swear it makes sense. Anyway, how's everyone else's projects doing? How are you doing, Forlansky? Been having time for development? I realize I've been kind of zoned in and focused here. RTN CDR, hey, you're doing some trench broom design. Not sure how the UV stuff with Godot is going to work, but you'll worry about that later. That is a rallying cry for this stream, is let's not worry about that right now. Because there's so many things that you can get thinking ahead, and you're worried about it. But yeah, sometimes you just got to focus on the task at hand and say, you know, let's not worry about it right now. But welcome in, RTN CDR. I don't know if there's a better way to pronounce that. If there's a phonetic pronunciation for that, let me know. Forlansky, you're working a lot of overtime for you, so the project is properly parked. The money is appreciated. Yeah, I feel that. That kind of goes back and forth. I've been doing my day job a lot more lately too, and the money is good, but I need to make more time for game dev. So I'm gonna try to figure out a way to change my work schedule a little bit, make some more time for game dev. It might involve changing the stream time a little bit, or a lot of it, but I would like to be working on this game 30 hours a week. I'm working on it right now, probably more like 15 at the most. So yeah, I need to make some changes, or I'm just not going to make progress. But I feel that. RTN CDR, I read your name as Rotten CDR. Like a CDR that has gone bad. But I don't want to apply that to you if that's not what you mean. All right. So our problem. So when we do this hull types thing, we're establishing the hull types. So this is what we should do. So when we do this coords and ship hull tile blocks thing, what we should do is we should say, if you're in our block, or not, if you're on our Z index, we look at, you know, floors. But if you are the layer above us, we look at, we don't look at the layer above us. So we look at our layer and the layer below us. And if it's our layer, we look at so we're on the floor layer. So if we're on the floor layer, we want to know our floor layer stuff, and we want to know the wall layer below us. Similarly, if we're on the wall layer, we want to know our wall layer and the floor level above us. So let's add that. Oh, rotten coder. Yeah, exactly. Rotten coder, of course. Yeah, I don't know why I've seen you on other channels, and I've even heard people pronounce your name, but it didn't connect with me. Yeah, rotten CDR. That correct me up. For Lansky, you're in the middle of buying a house. Oh, so choosing the immediate extra money over time. Yeah, for sure. I hope so. I hope you get a good deal on your house, good mortgage and everything. I can't keep up. Whenever I'm like, oh, it's a buyer's market, people are like, no, it's a seller's market. And I'm like, oh, well, it must be a seller's market right now. People are like, no, it's a buyer's market. But my understanding, it's just generally bad. It's just generally a hard time to buy a house. But it's been a hard time to buy a house since like the mid 2000s, right? For 20 years, it's been hard to buy a house. Rotten CD-ROM. You hate when you leave your CD-ROMs in the sun for too long. Yeah. I have this huge container of like old DVDs and CDs and Blu-rays and everything. It's just one of those huge like disc bags. I hope it's still good. I haven't opened it in like 10 years because I haven't had like a Blu-ray player since I had like a PS3. Occasionally I'm like, I should get another Blu-ray player. Because streaming is becoming kind of nightmarish as far as like not being able to watch the stuff you want to watch. Like I watched the new Rotten Coder. Yeah, and they crack and the rainbow shoots out from it. Yeah, exactly. So whatever side you're not on kind of market usually. I see. But yeah, I watched like a Deadpool and Wolverine, and I don't want to spoil it, but there was a cameo, and I was like, oh man, that's like my childhood. I mean, that's the whole point of that movie, is to be like, remember this? And I was like, oh yeah, those are my teenage years. That was like a classic hero. And I went to like go try to watch his movies, and they were like not available in your country. And I'm like, what the stuff like that pisses me off and makes me want to just go back to having boxed sets of things. All right, so how are we gonna do this? I kind of don't love that each layer is gonna have two of these things. Like each layer is going to have 2 copies of this stuff, so it's double the amount of computation and storage. In theory, it could just ask its neighbor. But you don't know what order they're going to be computed in, so we would need to like gate the processes and like know that everyone finished the initial step before we continued on to the next step. I don't really want to do that. So we're probably going to just say I don't understand this either. So if dimension equals enum.axis.z. So what we want to do is we want to say, yeah, you've started a DVD collection because all your favorites keep getting dropped from streaming services. Yeah, exactly. And there's some services that I use for one purpose. Like I have Paramount Plus literally just to watch Star Trek. That's it. That's all I use it for. Because it has all of Star Trek on it. And like, that's cool. And I probably get my money's worth out of it because I watch a lot of Star Trek, but which is why I'm making like a Star Trek game. But there will be a point when I've watched it all and I'm like, do I really need to keep this? Couldn't I just buy the Next Generation box set and be like happy, pretty much? Cubus, how much computation does that take anyway? Minuscule amounts. It's 2D and like a 160p viewport, right? Yes. The grids are small. Right now they're 17 by 17 grids and they're layered 6 on top of each other. So math. 17. I think I'm going to expand them to be 19 by 19, both because that's the size of a Go board and also because I would like a little more room. So yeah, that's less than 2,000 tiles to check. 2,000 is a small number when thinking of computational checks to make. So yeah, let's not worry about it. Thanks, Cubus, for chiming in with the workflow, with the professional workflow advice. Your retainer is well worth it. Your professional workflow guru coaching retainer that I pay you. Professionals don't care sometimes. Yeah, knowing when to care. Knowing when something's a problem, that is truly the mark of a pro. And when you can just be like, that's not going to matter. Again, we return to our rallying cry. Let's not worry about that right now. I'm going to raise my microphone here because I think it's getting me a slouch. All right, that feels better. All right, so we're going to say if coords.z is, let's just say if coords.z is less than or equal to, what would we call this? Deck.number, our deck number. Ship deck.deck number. So if it's the same as our deck number, we'll just do the normal thing that we do. If it's not, if it's the one below us, this is where we do stuff for the walls. Game pop-up. Cubus will be back soon with another valuable wisdom drop. Until next time. Yeah, exactly. He appears when needed. Like that monologue at the end of Grapes of Wrath about like wherever injustice is, or wherever the people cry out, I'll be there. All right, we got ads starting up in a minute. You're more than a loading screen hit. You're an entire compendium of loading screen hits. All right, we got ads starting in a minute. We'll take the break. Everyone try to get up, stretch. We'll see when it actually starts, though. Twitch will be like, your ad is starting soon, and like 3 minutes pass, and they're like, your ad is starting soon. And I'm like, cool. Cubis has Morgan Freeman's voice in your mind. Nice. I was thinking more of a Carl Sagan or maybe a Neil deGrasse Tyson, but that's not a bad choice either. All right. All right, here we go. Be right back. All right. Apologies for my extended absence here. Needed a bit of a bio break. But we're back. And when I left, I knew exactly what I was doing. Let's see if I remember any of what I had in mind. Appreciate the stretch redemption for Lansky. All right, so if we're looking at the layer beneath us, oh, I see. So if we're if we're the top face of a floor, oh, are we trying to do this and we're just not succeeding? So if dimension, so if we're the top facing floor, then if the tile blocks has our coordinate and if it's a wall, we're just checking ourself. I see. Okay. Never mind, that's correct. So if we're below us then, so what now we want to do, we want to do this. We want to say, let's say LF ship hall dot tile blocks. Well, first we need to say LF ship hall dot has dot tile blocks. Oh no, we know we have this one. Okay, so we say ship hall dot tile blocks chords. So we'll do this again where we check to see if they're a wall. I've seen some people have a different syntactical coloring for the enum value. I kind of want to do that. Kind of need to look at customizing. I'm trying to use the default look just so people can recognize it when they see it, but I'm kind of tempted. I don't know. I guess the values are all caps, so it's like pretty easy to tell what you're talking about. Sorry if I'm kind of low energy today. I have been staying up too late playing Factorio lately. That has been my poison. I really want to finish the game, the world that I'm playing, because the next expansion, or their expansion, comes out in 6 weeks, which is plenty of time when you put it that way, but it's also not enough time. All right, so if we're looking at the level below us and it's a wall, we do this stuff. We just take this whole thing, right? This should work. Factorio expansion, yeah, called Space Age. I'm actually more excited about the 2.0 update because the vanilla game is getting a 2.0 version. And I kind of want to play vanilla 2.0 first and then get the expansion. But yeah, it's exciting. Some of these games that are like the games that really hold on to their players, their player base, like RimWorld and Factorio and stuff. It's kind of incredible that those games, they never go on sale. And if they do, it's for like 10%. Maybe 20% for like RimWorld. Because then they'll put the expansions on sale for like 10%. But they basically never do sales. Like Factorio is still $35 most of the time. It's kind of incredible. And they can command that price because it's a unique, incredible game. All right, so I think this should work. I don't know about this dimension thing. Do we only want to do this if we're not the z-axis dimension? Yeah, we kind of only want to do that. I guess there's no harm in doing it. Like Cubist said, it's like such a trivial amount of computation. We can come back and improve this later. This should fix some of this issue we're running into. So now if we essentially make a two thing tall room, like if I go up and I start laying a wall here, no? Still no? Okay. Okay, that didn't fix anything. Huh. It's weird that did actually nothing. So the problem is not. So we have the information available here, but we're not using it now. So that is probably a problem here. So let's see if we can suss that out here. Only like 2 hours till Tabugis goes live. It's exciting. Haven't really had anyone play the post-jam version of the game yet. I'm kind of excited. Okay, so if ship hull tile blocks has coordinates plus opposite block. Opposite block. So the problem is still with the adjacent block then, huh? Hull types coords plus adjacent face is the same as hull types coords. Mysterious. Oh, well, let's go to the wall. Let's change gears a little bit and do this same thing, but to the wall side, and see if we can solve that other problem. Try to understand a little more about what's happening. I just thought of something. Let's go back for a minute. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. I mean, I think I can fix the wall thing actually doing what we're doing. Oh. Doing this a little differently. ShipHall.tileblocks.has. I think I found the problem. We need to say if shipHall.tileblocks chords plus OPP block dimension. I'm not sold on this dimension thing. I'm using the dimension here. That's maybe an inappropriate. Is enum.block.wall elif. Probably switch this to a match case eventually. But right now there's just two types, so I don't really care. Maybe this works? Yeah. All right, we're getting rid of the outlines. We're getting rid of extraneous outlines. All right, look at those solid, sweet, solid wall blocks. Beautiful. Z doesn't quite work. The wall Z, that's what we're going to fix next. So like here you can see it's exterior and then exterior again. So we'll fix that. Basically going to do the same thing to the walls now. Look at those nice, smooth, clean. I mean, right now we're just, all this does is affect the outlining, but you can imagine a future world where these are like textured and it's affecting like the texture wrapping. Because right now the outline is kind of just a stand-in for that sort of interaction. This is kind of horrible code, but it's fine. There's time to refactor all of these things. I need to do some research into virtual functions in GDScript anyway. Because right now I have some functions in these classes that I would like to put in the superclass but not implement. So that I could just call, I could have some of these other functions that just need to call the lower functions version of it. I don't know. My understanding is that GDScript does not like doing that sort of thing. I kind of want to figure that out before I do go too crazy with refactoring these. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing to the wall that we basically did to the floor. We're going to be pretty inefficient with it as well. At least we have this check about dimension equals axis is X and axis Y, because that's actually not the one that we're interested in. We're actually interested in the axis Z. So up here, equal to block type. What's our block type? we define our block type? Oh, shoot, we do. Okay. Why am I not using that here? Wall. Floor. I see, I see. Because we don't actually need to. Kind of prefer calling out what block we're actually comparing anyway. All right, so we want it to be kind of like the floor layer here. So here we're checking the deck numbers up top. Let's do something similar. Let's say change this a little bit. Here we have it just say less than or equal. We're gonna have it say if chords.z is exactly equal to the deck number, then we'll do this. And here we'll say elif chords.z is equal to ship deck number -1. In which case we'll do this. Say if also say elif that, and we can say if, yeah, this is getting pretty messy. We can also say if dimension is not equal to enum.axis.z. Because if we're the z-axis, we don't care about doing any of this. Actually, we don't need to nest that. We can say that and not dimension, or and dimension not equal to enum.axis.z. There we go. All right, so let's go down here. We're going to say if chords.z is the same as our deck number, That's when we do the normal thing here. Actually, we do this very differently here. I already foresee a better way of doing this. So we need to carve out here for if dimension is not equal to enum.axis.z. We need to treat the z-axis differently. Oh, we don't need to do it here though. So here's where we want to check. Okay, so we got the carve out there for the Z. Is that all we need? Really? A little confused about the Atlas chord setup for the walls, so we're just going to see what we got with this current change we made. I think I'm doing it wrong down there. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we get from here, though. We don't want to check this, so let's do this for like one of the walls, and then let's just do a floor for the other wall and see what we got down here. Okay, so it's correct now, so that's good. And then if we replaced this with like a whole floor, that's weird. I don't want to think about why that happened. Okay, yeah, see now the top wall here is dark. Okay, that's all we needed to do. Beautiful. The wall fix was way easier because it actually doesn't need to look at the higher levels, really. We froze. I mean, it feels like we froze. Yeah, we froze. Okay. I don't know what I did to cause that. Let's see if we can replicate that. Maybe it was the partitioner. I broke the partitioner and we got stuck in an infinite loop. That would not be unprecedented. I'll say that. Yeah, okay. That's what's happening. That's almost certainly what's happening. Alright, let's go see what I did. Our flood fill algorithm is getting caught in an infinite loop. Is that's the only source of infinite loops that we really have. And I assume it's happening up here. I think it's this down here is usually where the cause is. So if tile blocks has init tile, yeah. While tile blocks init tile is a wall, yes. Or it's a door. Erase this init tile. Otherwise, just pick another tile. Not really sure where this could be. I don't think the problem's here. I think we've buttoned that up quite well. It's possible that untested tiles never becomes empty for some reason. But no, we should be solving that here. It's cool. It's kind of Hades smooth jazz. This is our other loop, which you could theoretically be getting stuck in, which is not pretty, but it does work. So it seems we're triggering this. It's hard to debug an infinite loop. So we've got like a thing here. We compartmentalize it by adding a roof over it. I don't think anything I do here, nothing I do here will cause an issue. But if we now go down a layer, yeah, as soon as I try to make a shape within the shape, it freaks out. And is it because it's a solid shape? Like, could I go quickly enough and make a hollow shape and it would be fine? Probably not. It probably freezes as soon as I try to build a shape within a shape. So that's something we definitely need to figure out. Because we need to be able to build compartments within a room. Okay, see? So if I'm quick enough and I just make a shape within a shape, we're fine. But if I'm too slow, like what if I just place an individual block? That doesn't freeze it. What if I place 2 blocks together? That doesn't freeze it. But if I place 2 blocks like this, no, that's fine. Let's erase this and try to place 4 blocks. What if I try to place a 2x2 block grid? That doesn't do it. Okay. There we go. So we froze it. So I think we're creating this unreachable block that for some reason we're not cleaning up correctly. Come on, Pretzel. Play the next song, please. No, thank you. There we go. Okay, so what could be causing this problem? I mean, I have a very strong inclination. It's in our flood fill. I swear I fixed that. So maybe the untested tiles thing is never empty. This is where Cubist would tell me to like just put a hard stop in there somewhere after like 2,000 attempts. Which is not a terrible idea. We could say if partition count is greater than I don't know. We could just pick a number. For now, let's just pick 2,000. We're just gonna block breakpoint that because that should never happen. See if that's where the problem is. The problem might be in one of these other loops. I have a feeling it's there. Oops. I mean, while loops often have a backup exit case. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We'll just make one that's like, if the number of partitions is the same as the number of tiles, something has gone horribly wrong. That seems like a good safety here. Okay, that didn't break it for some reason. If I do this though, there we go. All right, untested tiles array size 1. 1 minus 5 1. Yeah. So if we go back to here, 1 minus 5 1. I'm not sure which tile that is, but it means that one of these tiles is unreachable and is refusing to be removed from 1 minus 5 1. Yeah, so one of these is unreachable and is causing the problem. So that's suspicious. It's exactly what we thought it was. Where do I have ship volume? My ship volume constants. So 8 is the max, -8 is the min. So 1 5 is kind of random. That's kind of just a tile. It's not even one of the edge tiles. It's just some random ass tile in the middle. Let's duplicate that again. And it's only, as far as I can tell, it's only happening when we have a partition within a partition. Yeah. Popped shop, you winning? We found a bug, but the auto tiler works now. We've got rid of all, like, every issue with the auto tiler itself. It's now drawing the correct shapes pretty much all the time, which is pretty nice. The outlines work. We got those nice big chunky outlines. It knows now exactly, like now if we put a second tile here, so if we, let's make this solid. So this is compartmentalized. You can see the dark gray on top of this block. So yeah, all this knows, but the problem is we throw one of these up here. Yeah. We break the flood fill. So that's the issue we're currently dealing with. We got one little tile. Right now it's -5, -5, 1. We get a tile that is just refusing to be taken. So we'll say this. We'll say if tile blocks has init tile, which it probably does. We can confirm that. Yeah, init tile. We can look for it in tile blocks. Can I search? Can I search in here? That'd be pretty cool if I could. But yeah, -5, -5, 1. Didn't even need to look that far. So yeah, it was one of the tiles we just put down because our action started at -4, -4 and ended at -6, -6. And the problem was caused by this fully entombed tile at -5, -5, which we can confirm that -5, -5, 1 is in the tile block list. So that's the case. Let's look at tested tiles. Oh, so this breaks early. Why is this size 4? Suspicious? Tested tiles should be like huge. It should be like 1,000 something tiles. So we're getting stuck in an infinite loop on like the first test. Or second test, I guess it would be. First test was -5, -6. It's supposed to pick a random... Actually, no, it's not. It's supposed to start from... It's supposed to start from the maximum or the minimum. It's supposed to start from the edge. Let me see here. So we partition count 2001. Let's look at the partitions. Block partitions, size 2001. Okay, so here's the outside, here's the inside. So this is normal. So this is outside, partition 0. Here's partition 1. This is inside. It's like got 100 something tiles. That's expected. And then partition 2, -5, -5, 1, -5, -5, 1, -5, -5, 1, -5, -5, 1. So this is some fully entombed tile that is freaking out the partitioner. Okay, I need to see what kind of tile -5, -5, 1 is. It's 0. Oh, it's a floor. So you're both walls. How is that a floor? It's type 0, which is a floor. I'm pretty sure. So we're breaking on a floor? That explains why we're not catching it, because we only catch walls. But why... Why would that cause the problem? So you're -7, 6, 5. I think this tile is being misclassified somehow or something. Interesting. Well, this is a crunchy problem here. Block history isn't going to help us. All right, I'm gonna try to isolate exactly where this tile is. Put it right here. I'll put one right above it. All right, we've got ads. I'm gonna take a minute. This is a conundrum. We'll probably spend the last hour figuring this out, but figure it out we must. We must have a working flood fill. Be right back. Hey, Viatas. Welcome to the stream. Is it freezing because you've set a breakpoint and it's paused on that breakpoint, resulting nothing works because it's paused? No. It's totally something I would do. We added a breakpoint just for this partition. The partition count should be like 2, 3. So if it gets up to like 2000, I just added this because it catches our infinite loop. So I'll show you our problem. So we have a partitioning system. So we can tell, so here's a room. And if I go up here and I add a roof, you can see it changed color. That's because this room is exposed to space, so it knows it's just empty space. So it's an exterior room, so it's getting the exterior color. This is enclosed. The problem is, if I add, there's a combination of things I can do where I generate a tile that is basically breaking the partitioner. It should be this. I feel like it should be this sort of thing. This fully enclosed space, but it's not. It's something more nefarious than that. It's like very particular. So like if I just add these one by one, it's fine. But if I do something weird, yeah, I just break it at random moments. I can do something that breaks it. So we're figuring out how I'm breaking it. So in this case, there's this one untested tile remaining. And I think I know what the problem is. The tile is not being spit back out. The tile is not being caught here because we have a catch here that removes a tile if it's not a valid starting point for a flood fill. So it's passing this test. And then in here, so what we do here is we get back this flood array. That's the one we get back, right? Yeah, the flood array is every tile we test. So we're starting a flood fill with this tile. We are not testing the tile. Or if we are, we're not adding it to the list of tiles that we tested. And so it's just looping forever because it's trying to test the tile, not testing it. Not catching it is untestable. So there's an issue here somewhere. Let me see if this is a floor again. It would be interesting if this always happens to a floor. So here, this looks pretty normal. We have partition 0, which is outside, outer space. It's got 2,000 tiles or so. Got partition 1, this is the inside space. It's got like 147 tiles, that's about right. And then we just keep filling this partition. So we're filling this tile, which makes me think it's an open tile. It makes me think it's a floor. So which one is it this time? This time it's -5, -2, 1. So let's go look and see what -5, -2, 1 is. Might take a second to find. -5, -2, 1. It's a floor again. So yeah, there's a floor. You're not included in here, I presume. It's this random floor tile. -5, right? So there's this action that I executed, -4, -1 to -6, -3. So it's part of this new thing I placed. So it's part of the new tiles I placed down. And it has broken the path, the partitioner. And it's a floor, which is weird, because I feel like I didn't just place a floor, but maybe I did. Maybe it's one of these floors in here. Because, yeah, there should actually be 3 partitions now, not 2. There should be this middle partition that has a few tiles. Should actually have 6 tiles in this partition. It does not. And in fact, untested tiles has only got one item left in it. Does our system break as soon as we have more than 2 partitions? That's a concern I have. Let's see if I can make 2 legit partitions. I feel like I've done it before. Let's see if I can do it. Or let's see if we freeze up every single time. So we have 1. Let's see if I can make a second one. Okay, so we have 2 partitions, so that's not the problem. We just keep going. Okay, well that's good that that's not the problem. Maybe I'm rushing to do the partition and like the state hasn't finished, fully matured. Or maybe we only have a problem. Well, we also know we don't... it has something to do with going slowly. Going slowly seems to cause this problem. Okay, so here we have 3 rooms. Yeah, that's correct. And we made this shape, this -3, -3 to -5, -5. So we made this 6 tile shape. It's 3 by 3 shape. It's 9 tiles actually. Is it the exact middle tile that's causing the problem? We didn't even finish drawing that. And let me guess, is it -4, -4? It is. So it's -4, -4. Okay, I'm starting to mentally understand what's happening here. Is this done consistently? Sort of. Okay, so none of the tiles I placed down made it into this partition. So that's interesting. That's about right. Then I guarantee you if we look at this tile, it's so we're looking for -4, -4. Guarantee you it's a floor tile. What are we partitioning? Our space, our rooms, the tile space. Just looking for a particular tile in the list here. Wish I could search this dictionary. Don't tell me that's something I can actually do. I can see I'm on my own for this. All right. -4. I'm just, oh, here it is. No, that's -4, -4, 2. What? I can't even find -4, -4, 1 in the tile thing here. I probably just wasn't looking very hard. I'll but guarantee that it's a that it's a floor. There it is. -4, -1. God, it was on the first page. I'm such an idiot. It's a floor. So I think it's a single floor surrounded on all sides by walls. Okay. So fill flood. I think I know what's wrong. So walnut stack is empty. Tile is stack dot pop back. Tile blocks has continue. Not fill dot has. I think we just need to say flood dot pushback tile. I think we're not marking the tested tiles correctly. I think we're only marking the tested neighbors. I have a sinking suspicion that is the issue. Let's see if it's still, let's see if we got it. Please tell me we got it. We got it. We got it, everybody. Watch, look at that. Look at that no. Look at that recompartmentalize. Look at how smart. Look at how smart our boy is here. It's beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Furlansky. You're a beautiful auto Tyler. That I get nothing but grief about from Bernardo. But it's beautiful and it's here. And I think we're almost ready to move on. It looks like it's working. I think we did it. Look at that. Look at those dark gray outlines. Look at that. Look at the difference there. You can't wait till I invent the concept of the door. Technically, we have a concept of a door. A door is just a wall that can open. So during this phase of the check of the construction, all doors are closed. And opening a door is basically the same thing as blowing out a wall. So it'll still know that there's two compartments that are linked by this hole. So this system gives us for free the whole FTL compartmentalization atmospheric stuff. We just get that because we set this up. It's pretty awesome. All right, auto tiling is nominally done. I want to expand. We've got like an hour. I want to do a couple other little things, but we're pretty much ready. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Part of me says we should keep the partition counter break here, but I want to say something like if partition count is greater than ship volume. Actually, let's hand count this. Let's say I want to just pick a new value. You remember doors in the original scene? Yeah, we used to have doors. I just got rid of them because it was easier to do that, because we're gonna need to replace a bunch of if-else with, like, as soon as we start adding additional categories of things, we're gonna need to change the way we do the logic a little bit. So we will break the logic, but not tremendously. Main reason I'm not doing doors right now are doors or scene collections, not basic tiles. So let's say 19 by 19 by 6. 2166. This is an arbitrarily high number, and it will break. I actually want to throw an error if this happens, huh? I don't know how to throw errors in in Godot. We're just gonna leave this breakpoint. This breakpoint will just exist for the duration of the project until I figure out how to throw errors. All right, so I want to expand the buildable area a little bit here. Let's look at this grid line deal. Grid layer. We want to make these a little bigger. Not like a lot, maybe one more tile on each side. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the buildable area is actually 15 by 15. So what if we expanded it by 2 on each side? That would completely fill up the space, but I'm kind of down with that. That might choke us out a little bit in terms of UI space, but I'm kind of okay with that right now. So grid layer 0 is not a thing. We can always make it a little smaller if we want. Like when you're in this zoomed in mode, I kind of want just the ship. I'm a little concerned about choking myself out here. Let's try to make the grid layer a little bigger. See if we like that. Oh my god. Why do you look like this? Why do you look like this, but why are you correct here? I change these? I don't know what I did. Must have messed this up. Yeah, we're pretty much ready to move on to pathfinding, which is the last real precursor to being able to have units running around the ship doing stuff. It's gonna be cool. Pathfinding should be relatively easy. We're just gonna use A-Star 3D. We're not making a custom pathfinding solution. I was moderately justified in having a custom tile map solution, just because of the addition of what do you call it? Tile map layer. Yeah, that's it. That's the word. Tile map layer justified to me the creation of a custom auto tiler, but you moved it to layers. Yeah, Venom. Welcome back in. It's good to see you. We really needed to. So has this been updated? Are these? No. So these are not. These are not utilizing the scene. Oops, I like overwrote these. Well, we'll fix that in a second. But yeah, we have a bunch of different tile map layers now, Venom. And you're only listening, so I'm not going to bother showing you, but it's cool. We've got, we basically have 3 tiles per object, or 3 layers per object. Like if you imagine a cube in isometric, and you have the left face, the right face, and the top face. We're basically, each one is its own tile map layer, so we're doing this complicated auto tiling. Oh, you just like that icon? Okay. You do you. Then I can show you. So we have some pretty good, so we can draw boxes, rooms and stuff, and we can go up here, add a roof, and now if we go back down, now we can tell these are all interior spaces. If I blow a hole in it, so the mid-tone gray is our outside, is our external hull color. The light gray is interior, so this is an interior sealed space compartment. And the dark gray is like an entombed area, like something that has something laying directly on top of it. So we can now just draw, we can draw ships now. They look butt ugly, and they're just gonna be stacks of cubes until I come up with some tools, or until I come up with a palette that lets us add like nice shapes. But it's something. So yeah, we got a lot going on here. Well, we do need to figure out, actually, what I should probably do is fix our serialization system before I move on. Because our serialization system is kind of broken. Yeah, our auto tiler is pretty fancy. Yeah, it comes with a space partitioner. Looks like a proper game now. Looks more authentic, like a handcrafted vibe. Yeah, that's good. That's what I want, is like, because like we had this, which was me like trying to handcraft something, and we couldn't get all the outlines correctly to work anyway. So it was like, it looked like kind of shit, and it was hard. It took a lot of work to lay these rooms out, and I had to do it all by hand, which is why the outlining looks terrible. So yeah, the outliner both looks better. It looks more handcrafted, even though it isn't, because it's like an auto tiler. But yeah, it definitely gives us the excuse me, gives us the tools we need to be able to actually make this stuff. Okay, so why? So do I need to recreate these? That's kind of a bummer if I do. 1668, 36, 92, 60, 28, 4. Okay, hold on. I need to remember these numbers. I need to rebuild these because they're not listening to the scene that they're derived from. Unless there's a way to just revert. I don't think there's a way to revert it to its original state. I think I just need to recreate it. Because we widen this space in the base scene here. So let me write these numbers down real quick. So 92, 60. So I need to delete these and just replace them. 28. That's 4. These are offset, so they'll have the same tile coordinates as you move around. Minus 68. But anyway, Venom Weed, how's it going with you? I haven't seen you in a minute. I really hope this silly jazz station I've been playing this morning isn't bothering people. I'm kind of enjoying it. I usually play more like lo-fi chill stuff. You're researching art? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. For sure. I haven't touched the art of this game in like almost a year, and it's making me deeply uncomfortable. Like, it's been a year since I did this and did some early animation tests and some assets for the characters. Kind of scary how quickly time goes. You feel like you're in an elevator? As long as it's a nice elevator, I guess. All right, so what special characteristics do these have? It's just their Z indexing. That's the only thing that they have that's unique to them, is my understanding. So let's zero that out here. They're offset a little bit so that the 0, 0 tile is actually in the center. All right, let's try this. This is grid layer 0. I'm maybe pushing it a little too much in terms of using all the space. So you're started 92. This one's also going to be... Yeah, so like you found out that pixel art is really resource efficient, but man, Thinking of character animations and pixel art makes you scared. There's a vector hand-drawn option, but the file sizes are too much for the game you have in mind. Yeah, I can show you. I have some animation tests, some old ones. I actually kind of enjoyed doing it. Here's one. So I'm going really small, like really small characters. This is him like kind of just like fighting a little bit. And it's like, it's kind of fun to play through, but I'm doing the stick figure thing so that I can like do the animations really stupidly and simply. But that's because my characters are like they're like 6, their sprites are 8x16, I think maybe. And in practice, they're usually about 6x14. So yeah, they're like really tiny. Do I have my running animation somewhere? Probably not. I got a new computer and I don't think I copied all my files over. I'll have to go back and find some of them. There's a super good website on animating in pixel art. Yes, it is. I've seen it. I usually pull from it from, they usually the individual shots will be on like Pinterest if we're talking about the same thing. But it has all these like tutorial GIFs. But for you, yeah, you have equipable armor and stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's why I went with the Star Trek, like people just wear these skin-tight leotards. I might have a challenge if I come up with like alien factions. Especially non-humanoid alien factions. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to start with just humanoid, paramilitary, little Star Trek style dudes. What is this supposed to be? Control-Shift-A? Are you allowed to put links in there? Yeah, you're good. The rule is link responsibly. Please link responsibly. That applies to both the person placing the link and the people clicking on the links. That is the official rule. So yeah, links are fine. Music's intense. blog.studiominiboss.com/pixelart. Let's see. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. I forgot the name. But yeah, this stuff is dope. They have these yeah, I love these little helper things. Actually, whoever produces these is the true GOAT. This one's Saint 11. Are they all Saint 11? Saint 11 is maybe the GOAT here. Who does these little helper deals. Yeah, I need to spend more time studying this stuff. Stuff is so good. Ooh, isometric. Love it. Ooh, converting from flat. That's pretty cool. I need to think about doing that more. I haven't thought about that trick. That's a good trick. Yeah, love this stuff. I'm not sure if I'm the one that showed you that. Honestly, I mostly see these on Pinterest. Saint 11. I need to figure out where Saint 11's stuff is. Do they have a Patreon? If they do, I maybe need to sign up for that. Are you Saint 11, Pedro Medeiros? I'm gonna research that. If this person is that person, then I think they deserve maybe a Patreon follow here. So good. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think that person. I'm gonna follow that person. These little helpers are so good. All right, that was a great side. That was a great side track here. It's all. Oh, really? Is that mini boss stuff all made by them? Okay. Damn. Damn. Are they Studio Mini Boss? Oh, he just has a Patreon page. Yeah, I'm probably gonna add them. What relation do they have to? Oh, are these the Celeste devs? Mini Boss? In my inkling, I'm not really a platformer. I would need to ask Practical. That's so good. Make sure I have this. Oh yeah, I already have this bookmarked. Okay, good. Hey, still need works. Still needs work. Not still need works. How are you doing? Yeah, we're going a little late here today. I normally don't get to see you in the morning. We're waiting to raid into Tobugus, who should be playing. This music is like maybe too much. We're good. We finished our auto tiler, I think. We're just expanding our grid layer system a little bit here, so that we have a slightly bigger build area. Let's finish that up. Oh, not here. There we go. Here. So you're minus 36. Oh, minus 16. Minus 36. What? Oh, I see. Venom, you were like this close to going 2.5D once then you were like you saw the resource usage don't make sense. Plus you have to learn Blender. Yeah, I barely managed to No, I'm not going offline. We're going offline in like around maybe like 30 minutes. We got time. But yeah, I don't know how to use Blender. I barely managed. I got my partner to show me some Blender tricks for my last jam game, which Anonymous Gifter gifted a 1-month tier 1 sub to Venom Weed. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter. That's very kind. But we made a game called Mini Delivery, which was this like little 3D driving game. I had to learn some Blender for that. That was tricky. Yeah, thank you to the mystery. Oh yeah, you were there? Good. Sweet. Oh, look at that. Look at that that nice bronze. That bronze badge. Love to see it. All right. One more of these. We're getting distracted. We shouldn't need to do much else to make this change. 68. Oh, negative 68. Now we just need to do a little bit of Z level stuff. So you'll be level 6 or 5. I don't think Z level matters so much for these because they're transparent, but maybe it does. 4, 3, 2. All right, we're really using the space. We're using the whole buffalo right now. I'm gonna hide 0 because we can't actually use that for building. And then in the script, add anonymous gifter. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So what we need to do here is we just need to change the ship volume minimum and maximum. So that is now 10. 10. This might be too big. We might need to go down 1. I'm a little concerned I'm getting a little too close to the edge. Yeah, this is... Oh, Lord. Why are we lagging so hard? Wait, what? It looks like this. Okay, it's laggy. Oh, man, did we actually reach the scale at which we're running into performance issues? Oh, man. That's not good. That's fine, though, because we know some optimizations we can make. But yeah, our auto tiling system is beautiful now. I look at the way it just hides those outlines. Yeah, this is slow AF now. I guess we made it too big. Look at that compartment down here. Yeah, that is not smooth anymore. That's fine. I kind of have an idea of how to fix this. So maybe we'll do some optimizations for the rest of the week here. I feel like the grid lines are like resetting themselves. Suspicious here. Oh no, maybe they're right. Yeah, they're right. I'm the one that's wrong. We shouldn't have all this space on the side, though. I'm suspicious of that. Do we have the wrong window setup? Viewport, keep, integer. No, that's correct. That's the correct stretch mode. You don't understand if the graphics aren't like highly polygon. Yeah, we've increased the volume, and there's some stuff we're doing every frame that we could afford to do before. Like, it has to do with our flood fill that we're doing. We're flood filling like basically every time we move the cursor. And that was fast enough before where you didn't notice it, but we just changed the volume from... So we just changed the volume from 17 by 17, which is 289. Well, it was 17 by 17 by 6 by actually 8. Yeah, by 8. So this was the volume before, 2312. The volume now is 19 by 19 by 8. 28. No, that doesn't make sense. That's not that much more. Or actually, we did 10 by 10, huh? That's 21 by 21. 21 by 21 by 8. Yeah, okay, so we increased its size by like almost 100%. Increased its size by like 80%. It was like 2,300, now it's 3,500. So that's fine. That's fine. Oh, the drawing is not where the cost is. The cost is not in the drawing. The cost is in the auto tiler, like figuring out what you want to draw, and it's in the flood fail algorithm probably, mostly, which is testing every single tile. And that we can't avoid, but we can make the auto tiler faster. I don't know. Let me make sure that was the problem. Let's just reduce this back down to 8. 8. This is loud. GDScript is not the fastest thing for doing simulation stuff. So we'll see what we can do. So this should be faster. Yeah, so now it's back to its pretty smooth self here. So yeah, we kind of exceeded the affordable area to do this. And now it's very fast. Yeah, so we exceeded our performance budget. What if we go 9? We go up to 9. Because we were at 8, and then 10 put us too far, so what about 9? Still a bit laggy? Yeah, but it's what we had before. So it was not noticeable before. But yeah, there's some performance gains. I do feel... Here's what's bothering me. This is the window. This is what it's supposed to look like. And then when I full screen it, we have like extra space along the edge that we shouldn't have. And I'm concerned about that. Oh, I know why. This is actually black space. So if we changed the environment color to anything else, this is the issue. Yeah. So I need to maybe use a different environment clear color. I was using black to like simulate space, but I think it was like... So we're gonna use like a blue, some kind of blue color. Just pick a blue that I like. Something like this. That look okay? That looks fine. Yeah, it does feel a little laggy now when I didn't really notice it before. Concerning. Okay, well maybe that's what we're doing for the rest of the week is optimization. Yeah, I do think 10 is too big as far as like using all of the space. Like, I think building right up to the edge here is questionable. I think we'll go into 9. So let's go here and let's make this a little smaller. Wish I could just make this smaller and not redraw it, but I think I have to redraw it. MS Windows blue? Yeah, it kind of is. We'll bring this in by 1. So it's a little bigger than what we had before, but not as big as what we were trying. Because I think that was too big. We want a little bit of a margin still around the edge. And I think I thought I had more to work with than I did. I want to bring this more into the blue, this blue. Let me do that. So where's our theme stuff? Our editor stuff? That's probably over here. What's our theme color? This color. Take this color. Oh, Lord, not what I wanted to do. 70 Bafa. That's our accent color. What if we made that our clear color? 70 Bafa. 70 Bafa. Is that too bright? That might be too bright. That feels too bright. Is that really the accent color? Huh. Okay, these are bright. Okay, whatever, this is good. Does the area have to be the same for each layer? No. And it probably won't be at a certain point, depending on if I want to force people to make more like curved ships. It's a good point. Hold on, I'm gonna do something real quick just to make sure this is working. Yeah, okay, it is. We like lost the inheritance of the grid layers before, and I don't want to lose it again. Okay, so yeah, that's a little laggy. But this is just for the editor script, the editor scene. The game scene is not going to be running most of these. Actually, I guess we should optimize our... we should optimize some of this stuff. Oh, I actually kind of want this to be one down, huh? I'm kind of torn. So basically, we can either have... So this is the edge, and this basically sits below the icon, the grid line thing. Oh, we actually just need the grid lines to be much higher in terms of their Z's. So basically this sits below the grid line. It's supposed to. We could have it sit on the grid line. Yeah, whatever. Let's fix the Z index stuff first. See if that did it. Basically want the lines to be over everything else. That did not do it. It only did it for this bottom one. That doesn't make a lot of sense. We're gonna go up by 4s. In Godot, specify whether the GPU is used or the CPU for processing graphics. I think so. Oh, not the right scene. Okay, now the line is writing over everything. Oh, ads. Got 3-minute ad break. To all you fine subscribers who don't notice. So we're gonna take a quick 3-minute break. Then we're gonna hang out for a little bit and kind of just wait for Tabugi to go live. Be right back. Thanks for hanging out. All right, we're back. Yeah, just a 3-minute. We run 3-minute ads every 60 minutes to avoid pre-rolls, as one does. We back. Right. I need to get these onto the same layer so that an object sits in front. I should have noted what those were. We need to do a little detective work here. Figure out what the layers are supposed to be. Ship deck, floor layer, ordering 0, 0. Oh, so and then the wall is 2. The deck is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay, so I need that. So that's correct. I need to 0 this out. Trying to get the Z sorting correct. Viatas on performance. Can you only update every .x amount is seconds and only if the mouse has changed tiles instead of every frame? We do only when the mouse has changed tiles. We are doing that. But we also don't necessarily need to do the calculation in a single frame. So we could put that on a thread. My attitude towards threading is that I do not thread something until the logic is finished. Like until the process is done, I just want it to be on the main thread until I'm done writing it, like, and I know what the process looks like. Then we can think about offloading it to another thread or something, just so we don't see a stutter. So yeah, because yeah, the update doesn't need to happen immediately. You're very correct. We're just taking a very much an optimize later attitude. So if I'm correct, so this should now be in front of the lines. This is a little weird. Did I not change the buildable area quite correctly? No, this looks right now. It just looks a little weird. Maybe I should put the line on the next tile looking backwards. Maybe that's what I should do. So what if instead of this, we did it like this? Like this. Just put it on the next tile over. Might look better. See how we like that. It's better. Weird that it kind of fails at this point. Pops in front of it there, but it's acceptable in most cases. It lets you see where you're placing it. It's weird that how it behaves right at the edge, but we can change that. We can change that a little bit. Oh, why is it letting me build farther? Look, it's letting me build farther here than there. Why is that? Is that just a trick of the Z indexing, or is that actually happening? I think it might just be a trick of the Z indexing. Okay, something's a little weird. Something's a little off. It's 996. So the volume is set correctly. That's a little weird. Make sure something's working here. Scripts. I need to refactor my file structure. This project is getting big enough that I can't just store everything as by file type. I need to change that. Utility. Oh, so we're telling it what the minimum and maximum are. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so the next couple of days will probably be optimization. And once we get the speed at a satisfactory amount, either by making the process faster or by offloading it onto another thread or by giving it more frames to complete, then we'll probably move on to pathfinding. Because we do need each of these little services to be as cheap as possible. Like we need the... All right. So I don't totally understand some of the visuals we're seeing on the previous screen. Oh, no, we've drawn the wrong shape. Oh no, we drew the right shape because the maximum is -9 and 9, but you can only build one within that. So you can only build up to 8 or -8. So that's correct. Let's just add a little print thing here just to make sure we're on the right block and it's just a visual issue. We're just going to say print mapped coords. It's a lot of code. It is not. I mean, it's a lot of code and that it's more code than you would need to do the thing that you're doing. And that way it is a lot of code. My code is not particularly efficient, but I have a piece of code at work that just does some auditing and writes some reports, and it's like 6,000 lines of code. Okay, so let's go down to the edge here. 8899 88. Okay, let's go down here. 8899 10. Oh, what do we draw? So we draw at 88. Okay, so we stop drawing at 88. So there's some visual. There is some visual issue here, but it's not a placement issue. We still can't place beyond 88. If we go to 8899 or 1010 or whatever, we stop showing it. Okay. Legacy app. Sorry, this isn't a legacy app. That's something. That's a project I wrote this year. So yeah, Godot still feels nice and small by comparison. But yeah, legacy apps are something else. This will become a legacy app, this game, because the thing about being a solo developer is you stop working on something, you forget how you did the thing, and you move on and you come back to it in a year and you don't remember how it works. What are you using, assembly? No, in my day job I use AppScript a lot. I use the Google Workspace stuff. I operate on a lot of data in Google Workspace. I could probably get it down to like half that number. I need to do a big refactor. I could probably get it down to like 3,000 lines. I'm not saying I observe, good programming patterns. Has Tabugi gone live yet? Today, 11:01. Oh, they did. I think it's time. Let me go over here. Let me see if they're up. Yes, they're live. All right, we're going. Tabugi is going to play our game. We're going to go hang out with Tabugi. They're going to play Mini Delivery. Very exciting. I hope you can all join. They're great. They're the greatest. So if you aren't familiar with them, check them out anyway. And we'll be back tomorrow. All right. I appreciate everyone for hanging out, and I will see you next time.